Tan, tan, tan. We might break a record today, I'm not gonna lie. There might be 3 live streams in one single day. Maybe, but we might break an actual world record. But today, I went live this morning because in these last couple of hours, basically, Roma have basically found their midfielder under the name of Sergio Oliveira from FC Porto in Portugal. Thiago Pinto and his agents have had very, very, very positive meetings, and there's just a positivity vibe filtering out of this entire situation, which, you know, many journalists say that he is going to become AS Roma's new midfielder. I think out of we had many options, you know, as we saw together in these live watch-alongs. There were many options. We had, let's start from the very start. We had Xhaka this summer. We had Zakaria, Kamara, Hector Herrera, and Ander Herrera. We've had many options. But now in these last couple of hours, it seems as if Thiago Pinto has literally plotted himself onto Sergio Oliveira from Porto, and he is set to become AS Roma's new midfielder. There's still something, obviously, there's still the agreements are still going on, but as I said at the start, Sergio Oliveira's agents and Thiago Pinto are having extremely positive agreements. Plus, I heard that Sergio Oliveira is not having the minutes he wants to have with Porto under Conceição, so that could be a factor leading to him departing from Portugal. But as you can see from the stats on the screen, he played 24 matches, which is a lot, but he wants to play more, and it could be a risk in a way, because, he played 24 matches, which is a lot, and he's asking his own manager at Porto to let him play more. Now, this is kind of a risk, because at Roma, if he comes, I assume he takes Cristante's place. But if he doesn't, it means he'll play even less amount of matches that he will play with FC Porto. So, it could be a hazard for him. But, is Nicola Stella in the chat is saying this guy is class. I don't follow the Portuguese league. I don't follow Porto. The only thing which I remember about this guy is eliminating Cristiano Ronaldo from the Champions League with Juventus, which is always a positive vibe. Let me read this statement from Fabrice Romano, because he's the expert in these things. And this morning he wrote on Twitter, AS Roma are confident to complete the agreement with Porto soon for Sergio Oliveira. Loan with buy option proposal confirmed. Jose Mourinho wants both him and Maitland-Niles. Arsenal midfielder will sign his contract in the next hours, straight loan to Roma. So, speaking about Maitland-Niles as well, he underwent his medicals yesterday in London. He's going to arrive in Rome either today or tomorrow, ready to sign his contract, and maybe giving him a call against Juventus on Sunday. Who knows? I don't think he will, but Mourinho said that he would consider the fact of giving him a call on Sunday against Juventus. So Fabrice Romano has said that both sides, Porto and Roma, are confident to complete the agreement, which would bring Sergio Oliveira to Roma. And when it comes to the financial part of it, Porto's asking 2 to 3 million for a loan, which, to be honest with you, is not much, because this guy Sergio Oliveira let me check just to not say random stuff. Sergio Oliveira is 29 years old. He's not the youngest, but he's not the oldest. 3 million for someone who's playing in a team which every year is in the Champions League, who every year it basically dominates in the Portuguese league, alongside with Benfica and Sporting Lisbon. Someone who represents his own national team. I do think 3 million is an absolute bargain to get him on a loan. Roma are trying to convince Porto on a loan which would cost 1.5 million, so half about half of the price that Porto want him. But as Fabrice Romano said, and as other journalists say, there's positivity in this agreement, unlike many agreements throughout many players which were close to Roma. For example, the Zakaria deal, we just couldn't get out of it. Unlike that, this deal has positive vibes through it. And just so many AS Roma, articles say that he will be the midfielder that Mourinho has demanded for a very long time. And obviously, with a buy-off option, Fabrice Romano said, which basically means that if he performs well in Rome, if he unbalances Cristante, which is possibly the main thing Mourinho will definitely look towards is him against Cristante. Who will play better? Because if he plays better than Cristante, if he provides more tackles, if he provides more assists, maybe more goals. But once again, a defensive midfielder is not someone who is there to win matches. He's someone to collect the balls, to play a big part in the defensive midfielder. But I have a small feeling that Sergio Oliveira is more of an attacking midfielder than a defensive midfielder. And what Mourinho has said in many press conferences, obviously, is that Roma would prioritize a defensive midfielder over an attacking midfielder. Now, I'm not sure if he can play multi-positions. I'm not sure if he's a defensive midfielder, an attacking midfielder. I really don't know, because I don't follow the Portuguese league. The only single 2 matches I watched of Porto were the match against Juventus, which they got thrown out of, which they threw Juventus out of the Champions League, and the match against AC Milan. But I don't think he was playing, to be honest with you, this season. So, buy-off option, Roma, if he convinces in Roma, if he plays well, if Mourinho prioritizes him over Cristante, and would consider buying him, which once again, if you compare the 2 ages, Cristante he's 29 years old, Cristante is 26 years old. Cristante is younger. But if Sergio Oliveira plays better, then Roma want to buy him. They would need to spend 15 million euros and give them to Porto, which I don't know. It's up to now for someone who's 29 years old. It's not that much. Zakaria, if it wasn't for his contract ending in June, Borussia Mönchengladbach would have probably asked 30 to 40 million for Zakaria. So 15 million for 29 years old who plays in a club which, is in the Champions League every year, who dominates in Portugal as well as Benfica and Sporting Lisbon, who represents his own Portuguese national team. I think 15 million is, it's understandable. Plus, if he performs well in Rome, if he understands the team well, something else which is very, very, very important is that, the January transfer market window is a weird transfer market window. Because, players come, and then obviously it takes time for them to, to orientate in the new atmosphere. So when they start playing is February. Let's say that players who get bought in the January transfer window, start their career in the new club about February. Because January, they need to orientate themselves, they need to know the players. So let's talk about February. Sergio Oliveira has a very big task, which is to convince Mourinho in 1, 2, February, March, April, May, in 4 months. And in these 4 months, Roma will be playing 3 different competitions, so there will be a lot of space for Sergio Oliveira. One match, for example, which I would start him in, is, the Europa Conference League match, which, can be a very hard team, but he's got the experience to play these matches. He always plays in the Champions League. Porto are a team which are constantly in the Champions League. So he knows the experience, and he has the experience in these international cups. Sergio Oliveira this season has scored 5 goals and provided 1 assist, 6 contributions out of 24 matches. This statistic, I think, shows that he is a defensive midfielder. Because if you were an attacking midfielder in a league like the Portuguese league, where Porto dominates every time, we would expect him, scoring more goals and providing more assists, and just in general have more contributions. So yeah, Sergio Oliveira is basically now in these last couple of hours, 2 seconds, but 2 seconds after, not 2 seconds, exaggeration, but a few hours after Maitland-Niles underwent his medicals. A few hours after Mourinho talked about Maitland-Niles and how important he can become to Roma in the press conference before AC Milan, Thiago Pinto has launched himself onto Porto, onto the agents of Sergio Oliveira to try and buy him. And now he's pole position. He basically cleared away all the rumors which brought Kamara to Roma, which brought Hector Herrera to Mora. Yes, it was a very quick move. It's not official. It's not confirmed. He hasn't signed his contract right now. But when you have many experts, such as Fabrice Romano, when you've got many newspaper articles saying that both sides are confident to complete this agreement in the next couple of hours, then it's basically done. And Sergio Oliveira will become, after Maitland-Niles, the second transfer in this winter transfer market, which is a lot. It is a lot, because normally Roma in the winter transfer market doesn't buy anyone. One of the few players which was a great deal, which Roma bought in the winter transfer market, was Nainggolan back a long time ago from Cagliari. And he ended up being one of the best players at Roma which I've ever seen. So, it can be great, it can be not great. Buying 2 players in the space of 6 days, because the transfer market started 6 days ago, is a lot. Do we expect more players after Maitland-Niles and Sergio Oliveira to join Roma? Maybe. It all depends on Mourinho. It depends on these matches as well, especially in these times where COVID is back with a bang. And we are lucky. We are extremely lucky to be playing today's match. Because 4 matches in this game week in the Serie A have been called off due to COVID. Second of all, AC Milan have no defenders today. Kier is injured, Tomori has resulted positive for COVID, and Romagnoli has resulted positive for COVID. We gotta exploit that. We need to exploit the fact that Milan have no defenders today. Milan has had swab tests this morning and everyone has resulted negative. So that match will be played today at 6:30 p.m. Italian time. It's a dangerous time. It's a very delicate time because the Omicron variant is back with a bang. So this is just a message, ladies and gentlemen, to stay safe, stay at home, protect the vulnerable ones, and just be careful because COVID is back with a bang. And speaking about COVID, speaking about vaccinations, Chris Smalling, which was an anti-vax, convinced himself and will take the vaccination, which basically means that after the 10th of January, he can still play football because there's a law going on in Italy that any unvaccinated players after the 10th of January are not allowed to play football matches. So Smalling has officially decided to get the vaccine, which is good news for Roma. I think a big factor of this, which I think has completely changed the idea, is what is going on right now in the world with Novak Djokovic. I think the Novak Djokovic situation has been, has changed many perspectives. So, yeah, Novak Djokovic has definitely, given Smalling a good old think about what to do because, he was an anti-vax and he has, he decided to take his vaccine. So the Djokovic situation was definitely a factor. Who will Milan play in defense? That's a very big question. Very big question. I think there's a few academy players. I don't know who will play. But all I know is that Kier is injured, obviously. Tomori's resulted positive. And Romagnoli has resulted positive as well. Ex-Roma player, by the way. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Sergio Oliveira set to become AS Roma's new Mourinho's desired midfielder. Portuguese bond with the manager as well, which is definitely a big shout. Right, let's see the poll. Let me get the poll on. Let's see what you guys think about the deal. Right, let me get the poll on. Right. So yeah, ladies and 88% say yes and 12% say no. Yeah. Great. So, positive vibes around Sergio Oliveira. Deal should be completed in the next couple of hours, alongside Maitland-Niles, which will land in Rome tonight, early tomorrow morning, sign his contract, and maybe be ready to get a call against Juventus. Who knows? Ladies and gentlemen, 6:30 p.m. Italian time, 7:30 p.m. UK time, wherever you're from. Stay tuned. Set a reminder on your calendars. Serie A is back. And yeah, stay tuned. We've got a very big match, which we definitely need to win, and we definitely need to exploit the fact that Milan have no defenders due to COVID. So I'll see you there. Let me read some comments, and then I'll end the stream. Simon, do you think this guy is better than Boubacar Kamara? To be honest with you, I barely ever saw both of them play. I think he has more experience, and Kamara is obviously younger, is less experienced. So that was obviously a big factor, but maybe we'll get both. Who knows? But yeah, I think he's... You know what? I wouldn't say he's better, because I don't follow the two leagues. I don't follow the Portuguese league, and I don't follow the League One, because they're both two former leagues. So I'm not in a position to say, is he good, is he bad? What I can say is that Sergio Oliveira, as I said before, is more experienced, and that can result in a good factor for Roma. Kamara, who's unexperienced, might come, towards the end of January, and has February, March, April, May. He has 4 months to orientate. It's a rush. So, in a way, I think he's better. Other aspects say Kamara's better. But the main thing is that I think he's got more experience. I've never seen him play in league games, but in Champions League, I only remember him positively. He was the Porto player that stood the most for me. Oliveira's stats are off the charts. He's a defensive midfielder with the passing quality of Eriksen. Who will Milan play in defense? Or the answer to that, Omicron is weak variant, don't worry about that. What happened to Djokovic? Djokovic is basically what's happening with Djokovic, which is basically the rumor, the news. It's the social media event of the last couple of hours, is that Djokovic is a no-vax and got an exemption to play the Australian Open. He got criticized because, the rules say that to play that tournament you had to be vaccinated, and everyone is saying he's number one tennis player, he can't be treated superior than us, he got very, 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 very criticized. He landed in Australia and basically has been stuck in the airport for like 10 hours because he had problems with his visa, and now he's asked to leave Australia because he's having problems with his visa, which basically means that he's very, very much in danger for the Australian Open. Unless, his lawyers do something, he's in danger. But, there are many, 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 many criticisms going on towards Djokovic. And I do think, in a way, he's not allowed to play because rules are rules. And the only reason why he was allowed to play was due to money. He's number one, due to all the sponsorships. It's very, very, very complicated situation, which Djokovic needs to deal with extremely carefully. And Smalling, I think saw that, because it's, as I said before, it's a social media event of these last couple of hours, and doesn't wanna live the same moment as Djokovic. But I would recommend reading, because it's interesting what they're doing back down there in Australia. Don't forget to watch our team against Milan, guys. Indeed, set a reminder for the stream. I heard Sergio will cost Roma less than 10 million and want to come. This guy is a bowler. He's a proper box-to-box midfielder and scores goals. He's a leader. Roma should get him now, says KPC TV. Crisante and Vertu have to say hi. Jose Mourinho. Is Ndombele deal off? I assume. Yeah. I think the Ndombele deal was very complicated from the very start. Did you see Jose wants Wallens from the Man United kid? I have no idea who Wallens is. But we'll read about it. So yeah, lads and lasses, I'll catch you earlier sorry, not earlier, later today. Set a reminder for the stream. And yeah, subscribe if you're new. Like this live stream. Follow me here on Instagram at Lower Score The Simon Show. And comments in the comments of this video what you think about this deal. Simon out.